Jets and the Giants. MetLife has a long-standing commitment to community involvement around the New York area. The MetLife Foundation will donate $30,000 to the charity of tonight's winning team and $20,000 to the charity of tonight's losing team. The Jets charity is the Trust for Public Land, while the Giants charity is Kaboom. Both teams' charities focus on youth health. Weather here in the New York area, pretty comfortable, 84 degrees, 50% humidity as we send it downstairs and check in with Otis Livingston. Otis?
All right, Coach, earlier this week you kind of downplayed the rivalry aspect to tonight's game, but why is this so significant, preseason game number 3 for you guys?
Well, they play longer, so we want to develop some chemistry and cohesiveness, and that's the big significance.
We got the return of Muhammad Wilkerson tonight from that broken leg in the last season. What do you want to see out of him tonight?
I just want to see him fly around and get used to the pads and see different kind of blocking schemes and play his way through and play his way into shape.
And this is going to be the debut for running back Matt Forte, acquired from Chicago in the offseason. What do you want to see out of him tonight as he adds to the offensive elements that you have?
Well, he will play tonight. I just want to see him get banged around some because he hasn't been banged around yet, and he can withstand those so he can be ready to go into the season.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck tonight. Ian, Greg, back to you in the booth.
All right, Otis, thanks very much. The Giants won the toss. They have deferred, so the Jets will receive it. Randy Bullock, former Jet, actually stepped in last year when Nick Folk went out with a quad injury, kicked for 8 games for the Jets. Now getting an opportunity with the Giants, and Jeremy Ross is the deep man for the Jets to open things up. Jets are 1-1 in the preseason, a 22-18 loss in Washington last week. The Giants are 0-2, a 21-0 loss in Buffalo, the first time they've been shut out in a preseason game since 2001.
And the Jets are looking to make their special teams special compared to what they were last year.
The MetLife Bowl is underway. The kick from Bullock. And Ross takes a knee. He'll have it at the 25-yard line to start things off with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Just 22 snaps in the first 2 games of the preseason. Certainly more playing time for the first unit here. Fitzpatrick just trying to find a rhythm with these guys. He told us it was a strange offseason for him because of the uncertainty. It was a weird feeling not being able to go to the facility during the contract situation. And he kept asking himself, who am I going to throw to? He ended up throwing to his brother quite a bit during the offseason, just trying to stay loose. He knew he was going to get it done. He just didn't want it to spill into training camp, and it didn't. 1-year, $12 million deal. Motion man is Jalen Marshall. Matt Forte in the backfield, and he gets the call. Forte, not much room to work with. Olivier Vernon, who's very much used to going against the Jets back in his Miami Dolphin days, makes the tackle as a 2-yard pickup. All right, let's check out tonight's Verizon starting lineups. Nick Mangold returns, didn't play last week, just precautionary, gave him a veteran's day off, but Mangold is back in there. And no Brandon Marshall tonight. Healthy scratch, Robbie Anderson, who put up big numbers against the Redskins last week. 6 catches, 131 yards, and a touchdown. We'll see more playing time. 2nd and 8, Fitzpatrick sets up the screen. Forte hit hard as he crossed the 25-yard line. He got banged down by the combination of Casillas and Jenkins on the play, and no gain. Defensively for the New York Giants, last year the numbers were not very good for the Big Blue. Olivier Vernon signed the big deal during the offseason, 5 years, $85 million. Linebackers, there's a battle right now between Jasper Brinkley and Kelvin Shepard for that number 1 role in the middle. And in the secondary, big money for Janoris Jenkins, came over from the Rams. 5 years, $62.5 million. 3rd and 8, working out of the gun. Dime package for the Giants. Fitzpatrick throws to the sideline, hauled in by Marshall, and he's out of bounds. Jets will move the chains. Leon Hall, the veteran, over there defensively. That's a 10-yard hookup for the Jets.
Fitzpatrick recognizes it's going to be a man-to-man, and he finds the open guy on the simple out. Marshall goes up for it, makes a good grab, and of course, when you throw it to your brother in the offseason, sometimes the ball flutters a little, but that was okay. It's a catch, and it's a first down.
Are you saying that's a ball that Ryan Fitzpatrick's brother did not catch during the offseason?
I don't think he did.
1st and 10 for the Jets across the 35. 2 tight ends with Davis and Bostic. An area of concern for the Jets, that tight end spot. Forte, nice zigzag to the outside for a 4-yard pickup. Matt Forte dealing with that hamstring injury. He wasn't practicing for a long stretch of time. He was in uniform last week, but did not play. Signed a 3-year, $12 million deal during the offseason.
That was pretty good. He gave a little okey-doke on the inside and held the defensive lineman and beat him to the outside. Good play by a guy that they said was injured, and he's getting old. That's what you want to see. Get to the outside and make some yardage.
Sharon Peak is now in there at wide receiver. Nickel package for the Giants. The rookie Eli Apple from Ohio State, who didn't play last week against Buffalo. Handed off. Acceleration by Forte going up the gut. Across the 45 with Mangold and Qualley blocking up front. There's a battle at the right tackle position between Ben Ajalana and Brett Qualley for the Jets. Forte is going to get a breather as he heads to the Jets sideline.
Anytime you can run a football up the middle, one play for 5 yards and outside for another 5 yards, gives your offensive line a lot of confidence that you can control certain things and certain looks that the defense is giving.
It's a 3rd and 1. Bilal Powell is in there with Bohannon. 3 tight ends in this formation. They need a yard. They get it with Powell. 3-yard pickup. One of the unsung standouts in this offense. We have seen improvement each year from Powell, now in his 6th season in the league.
Nice point of attack. Grab by offensive linemen on the defensive lineman, and the running back just picks the hole that he needs to go through. Very good, especially short yardage.
Jets are going to have tough decisions to make at the wide receiver position. Jalen Marshall is in there with Robbie Anderson, 2 rookies, both undrafted, and both have made statements in training camp. Marshall, the motion man. Powell, the single setback. He gets the call, trying to grind out yardage, and he runs into a wall just across midfield. Jonathan Casillas, who has flashed during this preseason, a gain of about a half yard. Casillas won Super Bowls with New Orleans, with New England, and he has locked down that linebacker spot. There is no competition there. Casillas has been that good.
You know, sometimes linebackers have a hard time believing what they see, and they get to a play late. That was not late. He believed what he saw, and Snacks Harrison in the middle there jamming it up, makes it an easy play.
Forte back in there, shifts out of the backfield. Blocker is Bohannon, and it gives extra time for Fitzpatrick. He hits Forte, and that is an element that he brings to this offense. Matt Forte, one of the best receiving running backs in the NFL, a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Like I said, you get him to the outside. There he is, right on the wing. Who's covering him? If it's a linebacker, that's a mismatch. And, of course, it was nobody, because the linebacker certainly didn't want to get beat early for a touchdown.
We asked Forte about Ryan Fitzpatrick. He said he's a people person, super smart. He sets the tone for this team. He can relate to everybody in the locker room, and he really unifies the squad. And Forte's just getting a chance to know him. Fitzpatrick flings it upstairs, almost intercepted. Heavy rush coming. Burhay had an opportunity at it, and the pressure from Olivier Vernon, incomplete.
Well, that was a lucky play on Fitzpatrick's part. He certainly thought, oh, Decker will stop, but Decker did not stop. And if Decker had stopped and had anticipated that the quarterback would stop, then it would have been a very nice play. But again, that's 2 weeks of practice, and when you start getting into the season, you recognize those things from quarterback to wide receiver.
In the first 2 preseason games, the Jets' opponents, Jacksonville and Washington, had long opening drives against the Jets. Tonight, the Jets flipping the script. Fitzpatrick, timing route, down the sideline, contact, and no call there with Decker matched up against the rookie Eli Apple. Good coverage from the number 10 overall pick.
Well, the good play by Eli Apple was that he had a very good position on Decker, and Decker was unable to move him through the position, so therefore there's no pass interference. You might think there might be contact, but that's pretty good. His head is turned around. Well, anyone had contact. I think Decker tried to get him out of the way, but I think that it was real good play by Apple.
Owa Odighizuwa is now in.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. I just wanted to get it out early and just move on. 3rd down rusher in his 2nd year out of UCLA. Fitzpatrick, a floater, spin move. That catch made by Marshall, fumbles the football. The chase down by Jason Pierre-Paul, short of the 1st down. They needed 10 yards.
Good catch by Jalen Martin. Good move by his feet. Good balance. The whole 9 yards. We don't like the fumbles because that's a concentration issue. But the other play, it was a pretty good play he was trying to make there.
So a long drive by the Jets. It stalls just inside the 40, and the punter, Lachlan Edwards, comes on for the Jets.
And of course the ball is spotted where the fumble started, not where the fumble ended.
Dwayne Harris is the deep man for the Giants, standing at his own 10-yard line. In the regular season, Harris brought one back the distance against the Jets. Edwards, end over end, takes a bounce. And the Jets get down the field. Giants will be pinned deep in their own territory as Bruce Carter makes the play on special teams. Eli Manning leads the Giants offense onto the field when we come back. Last season, the Giants actually finished 8th in total yards, 6th in scoring. Offense was not the problem. They could not stop anybody in 2015. And they invested a lot of money on that other side of the ball. Handoff, Jennings, nowhere to run. Muhammad Wilkerson leading the charge. He is back for Gang Green. Check out tonight's Verizon starting lineups for the Giants up front. At offensive line, it was a concern last year, similar concern this year, never really established the run. Hurry up offense here for the Giants, backs and receivers. Very talented group, including Sterling Shepard, the rookie out of Oklahoma. Flags down. We will hear from Clete Blakeman for the first time tonight. Penalty markers on the play. 8:52 mark of this opening quarter. Giants currently facing a 2nd and 10.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And that is Steve McClendon, signed as a free agent from the Pittsburgh Steelers and is replacing one Snacks Harrison, now a member of the Giants, in the middle of that defensive line for New York.
I hate those type of penalties against the defense. I mean, the offense trying to draw them off with the snap yell.
You never hate those penalties against the offense. I've noticed that in all the years we've called games together here for the Jets.
Because they're cheaters, those offensive guys.
Jennings with a catch and run. Rashad Jennings has got that special skill, accelerating after the grab. Henderson and Revis combined to bring him down. It's an 8-yard pickup. Defensively for the Jets, as mentioned, Muhammad Wilkerson returning. Linebackers, no Jordan Jenkins, Mike Catapano getting the nod tonight. And in the secondary, the Jets feel very comfortable with their defensive backfield. New set of downs for the Giants just across the 20-yard line. Manning trips, and the Jets are there. So as the Giants try to search for some rhythm on offense, it's been an issue the first 2 weeks of the preseason.
Those nasty centers that step on the quarterback when they snap the ball is always a problem. And again, that's a preseason problem. You don't see it much in the regular season.
This offense, which Ben McAdoo brought over from Green Bay, is predicated on getting rid of the football quickly, finding a rhythm, going with a faster pace. 2nd and 14 for the Giants. 7:35 to play in the first quarter. No score, Jets and Giants. On the delay, Shane Vereen. And the Jets were ready for him. Vereen tried to cut it back. Sets up 3rd and long. It's a 1-yard pickup. Sheldon Richardson leading that charge for the Jets. First 2 games of the preseason, opening drives defensively, not what Todd Bowles has been looking for. Trying to put an end to this Giants drive here early.
They don't like that to see that in JV football.
3 receivers set. Sterling Shepard is in there. Marcus Williams is the nickel. They go conservative there with Shane Vereen. And the Giants will punt. That's a 2-yard gain for the Giants. Calvin Pryor and David Harris combined on that stop.
It just appears that the Jets defensive line had a talking to during this past week after the opening drives of the previous 2 weeks, and they've really come out there to play. They're mixing things up and, you know, coming off the ball, and maybe it's partly Wilkerson, but I think that they're really trying to round it to shape.
Another Aussie punter, Brad Wing. They block it. Wing could not get rid of it cleanly. Ball knocked around. Giants recover it, but the Jets will have it. Bruce Carter came firing through for the Jets. Combination on the play on special teams.
Something special. Very nice play. Carter blocking it. Could have been blocked by either one of the players.
Rontez Miles was the other one in there, and Miles continues to show up here in the preseason.
Rontez Miles would have blocked it if Carter didn't, but that's what Todd Bowles has been practicing all preseason. This special team stuff is important to him because they lost 2 to 3 games because of special teams last year.
So the Jets take over at the Giants' 15-yard line. Year 2 of the Todd Bowles era. The Jets were 5-5 last season and then ripped off 5 wins in a row before that regular season finale loss in Buffalo.
I remember speaking to Todd Bowles before the preseason started about special teams and how he mentioned that he was going to at least try to get guys that are able to come in here and play special teams if he hadn't had them in preseason. We'll be right back.
Videos of your favorite players and access you can't get anywhere else. You may even see your photo later in the game. Jets are in business of 1st and 10 at the Giants' 15-yard line after the block punt. 4 receivers set for Fitzpatrick to work with. Operating out of the gun, fake the handoff, toss it, incomplete. Eric Decker in heavy traffic could not haul it in.
Good play by the corner, sticking his hand in there. Ball was just a little bit behind, but still the corner had a good play, and I don't think Decker was going to, take a look at the safety coming over, as the safety would have cleaned him up, but I thought it was a good play by the defensive back.
And once again, trying to pick on the rookie Eli Apple. Apple has been up to the task. 5 receivers set. Snap was a little offline. Fitzpatrick zings it to the outside. Sudfeld the catch. He had the fumble last week against Washington, secures the football, and he's brought down by Keenan Robinson. They are checking out the ribs of Jonathan Casillas. He has left the game, went back to the locker room for the Giants. 3rd and 6 now for the Jets.
And Sudfeld has got a good shot here at the tight end position, because to me it's a wide open position. No tight end has done anything that has been spectacular. Instead, they've dropped some passes and had fumbles in the previous game.
2 drops by Amaro last week, fumbles from Davis and Sudfeld in the loss to the Redskins. 3rd and 6 now for the Jets. Looking to get on the board from the gun. Fitzpatrick pump. Fitzpatrick is sacked and loses the football. Scooped up at the 30-yard line. Jonathan Hankins for the Giants, and the Jets give it right back. Damon Harrison against his former teammate. Snacks producing, Hankins recovering, and the Giants take over. And by the all-new Chrysler Pacifica, the new benchmark in minivans. Well, that turnover is on quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick. The hesitation, Jets were in field goal range. If you eat it there, you at least could put 3 on the board. Instead, the Giants take over just short of the 40-yard line. Jennings and Whitlock in the backfield. Manning gives it to Jennings. Driven down. Combination. Leonard Williams there making the play with Muhammad Wilkerson, and that's the combo that Todd Bowles is looking for. Injured Giant on the play, and it's John Jerry, the right guard. Jerry, a veteran, now in his 7th year. They're playing without Justin Pugh. Pugh is out with a sore shoulder, didn't play last week against Buffalo, so Bobby Hart, who backs up at the guard position and the tackle position, got the nod at left guard. Emmett Cleary would be the next man up at right guard. second-year pro out of Boston College. Jerry, former member of the Miami Dolphins.
You know, that always happens to offensive linemen on those plays where it's all reach blocking, and once they reach block, the defensive line follows them, and you'll see them all followed here. Right in the middle, he goes down, his own lineman hits him. You know, those are the things that happen. The good part on that play is that the Jets defensive line, you can't block two of those linemen with three offensive linemen, as you can see there. Wilkerson was great. Jerry limping a bit as he heads to the Giants sideline. 4:48 to go in the first. Now it's Shane Vereen. Up the middle for Vereen, crosses the 40, met by Leonard Williams. 2-yard pickup for the former New England Patriot, Vereen. So it sets up 3rd and 7 for the Giants. Giants with one playoff appearance in the last 7 years, but that one playoff appearance got them another Super Bowl. Back-to-back 6-10 seasons for the Giants. Could have easily been 9-7 or 10-6 last year. Lost so many close games. 4 receivers set on a 3rd and 7. Shotgun Manning, rush coming. Manning gets drilled. Big pop from Pryor, the Louisville Slugger. You're going to take a look here. When you take a look at what's going on here on the Jets defense, they come out outside, blitzes inside. They just don't have enough people to pick them up. And Calvin Pryor did a nice job keeping his helmet off of Eli Manning, so there's no penalty. Real good play. Offensive line looked confused. Going for another block, but Wing gets this one off. Return man is Ross. He lets it bounce. It takes a Giants roll and will settle in out near the 10-yard line. Big punt from Wing, 57 yards. The Jets and the Giants, no score. First quarter action continues on CBS 2.
Penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, New York Jets.
Hold against Dwayne Harris on special teams, so they'll tack him some yards for the Jets when we come back to MetLife Stadium. Christine Johnson, expect more. Jets get 10 yards after the penalty. Open up the drive at the 21. Handoff to Forte. Tried to cut. Giants were ready. Olivier Vernon there. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Jets. Couple of changes defensively. Lewis Nix III is in for the Giants. Kelvin Shepard in. Keenan Robinson as well. Giants have no yards to speak of on offense in this opening quarter. Or they have 0. I don't know what they have. Thanks for the translation. 2:45 to go. Empty backfield here for the Jets. Shotgun for Fitzpatrick. Steps up. Floater is incomplete. Forte tried to get him across the formation, and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie put the heat on Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's 3rd and 10. And Fitzpatrick knew that was coming. He just waited there to the last second, tried to get Forte to clear, and he threw the ball down into his feet. He wasn't going to take a sack that time. Another young defender on for the Giants, Romeo Okwara, rookie out of Notre Dame. You just marvel at my pronunciation. I think it's just spectacular. I studied for weeks. You didn't even go to Catholic school. Good point. 3rd and 10. Jalen Marshall with the catch and a first down at the 40-yard line. Marshall continues to impress. That's an 18-yard pass play. Leon Hall, slow getting up, came over from the Cincinnati Bengals, was actually playing some safety this week in practice for the Giants. Real good protection, easy to step up. Nice catch. Right in the fingertips, knowing he's going to get hit. Good catch and run by Jalen Marshall. Good throw by Fitzpatrick. Paul heads to the Giants sideline. 2:22 to go in the opening quarter. We remain scoreless, the Giants and the Jets. They've been playing this game since 1969, every year in the preseason. Damon Harrison returns. May have been an equipment issue earlier when we saw him walking off. He was all smiles talking to some fans. out in the corner of the stadium. 1st and 10, just shy of the 40-yard line. Back to the ground game. Forte trying to turn the corner. He's ridden out of bounds. Kelvin Shepard. Shepard's a veteran. He's played with Buffalo, Indianapolis, and Miami in his 6th year. And as mentioned, he and Brinkley are in a tussle for that lead spot inside in the linebacking core.
And you know, it's almost like you need the encyclopedia to recognize the Giants defense. They've had so many changes in this offseason and spent a lot of money doing it.
Over $200 million invested. If you look at the life of the contracts, not all of that is guaranteed money, but on paper, yeah, they spent a lot of dough on the defense. 2nd and 9. Pistol here for the Jets. Forte never got any room to run. Keenan Robinson read it well. Limited to a 2-yard pickup, and it sets up 3rd and 7 now for the Jets, and we'll hit the 1-minute mark of this first quarter.
Now last year this is the position and where Bilal Powell really propelled the Jets offense, because it gave them another dimension for the defense to have to figure out about. And you only had 3 wide receivers or 4 wide receivers, but you had Bilal Powell, and sure enough, what did they do? They split them wide at the top of the screen.
So Powell is in there. Dante Dion is in there, a rookie out of Boise State for the Giants. Motion man is Powell on a 3rd and 7, trying to keep this drive alive. Fitzpatrick, plenty of time. Could not hit Decker, and he was open. He got a step on Dion, but Fitzpatrick was offline. It's 4th down.
And it looks like when Fitzpatrick comes back there, he just didn't plant his feet right. Decker's got the right pattern. He reads it right. It's just that, you know, that timing, the feet, the throw. It's, you know, when you go into preseason, this may change in the next quarter if he's still playing in that time. But you need this kind of work. You need this fast action stuff.
Lachlan Edwards. Not much of a rush. Dwayne Harris, dangerous return man from the 18. Harris makes a cut. Trying to get to the perimeter, and he's chopped down across the 25-yard line by Rontez Miles once again on special teams. A 10-yard return after the 40-yard punt. No score. Giants and Jets. Kevin Can Wait. It premieres Monday, September 19th on CBS 2. 20 seconds left in this first quarter. Giants have it 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Ryan Malik, young tight end, rookie out of Virginia Tech, in there for the Giants. Manning throws on 1st down and makes the connection to Larry Donnell, the big target at 6'6", 265 pounds, in a matchup with Calvin Pryor. That's an 8-yard pass play, and it'll be the final play of this opening quarter. Giants desperate to find a tight end who can block, with Will Johnson currently out. That's a position that's open for the Big Blue as well. MetLife Bowl, 1 quarter in the books on CBS 2. A look at some first quarter stats presented by EMC. Did you tune in for offense tonight? Because there has not been a whole lot of it. Giants 8 total yards, the Jets 44. Jets turned it over on a Fitzpatrick fumble, and the Giants have it. First play of the second quarter. Rashad Jennings brought down quickly, but that was on a short yardage run. Looking to get to the marker. Harris and Henderson collaborate on the stop. Downstairs to Otis Livingston.
Yeah, Ian, I'm over here on the Giants sideline. John Jerry had his ankle retaped, went back into the ball game. A little more serious for Leon Hall, though. He's being tested for a possible concussion. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, Otis, earlier when Hall was trying to get to the sideline, he was actually headed towards the Jets sideline first before the officials turned him around and pointed him in the direction of the Giants sideline. It is a first down for the Giants. The Jets all over that run by Jennings. Muhammad Wilkerson signed the 5-year, $86 million deal, coming off his best year as a pro, going to the Pro Bowl, and a loss of 5 on the play.
And you're going to see over here that the tight end just cannot block Wilkerson. And when you look at that, when Wilkerson takes him and just turns him any way he wants, that's powerful. That's tough for. First of all, any tight end has a hard time blocking a defensive end, but Wilkerson you can see why that happened.
It was a mismatch. A rookie, Malik, against the veteran Wilkerson. Shotgun on a 2nd and 15. Manning pulls the trigger. Hits Vereen out of the backfield and ducks out of bounds. Not enough for a first down. David Harris giving chase. And it'll set up 3rd down now for the Giants. 10-yard pickup. Ben McAdoo, first year as a head coach, the 18th head coach in Giants history. He was the offensive coordinator for the Giants the last 2 years. First 2 weeks of the preseason, Mike Sullivan called the play. Some questions as to whether or not McAdoo would take over the duties tonight, and what would the setup be for the regular season. 3rd and 5. Justin Burris in as the nickel for the Jets. Manning, pump fake, throws it off his back foot, flips it upstairs, almost intercepted, and it was Victor Cruz, the intended receiver. Cruz returning to the football field. Marcus Gilchrist back there and upset that he didn't come up with the INT.
And Eli Manning is a little upset with the fact that he didn't have that 1/10 of a second more, because you're talking about pressure and he knows it's coming, so he throws it early. Unfortunately, it just wasn't far enough. Almost a good play by Gilchrist.
685 days in between Victor Cruz's last game and tonight. Brad Wing punts it. Jalen Marshall moves forward. Marshall did not call for the fair catch. And the Giants bring everybody. Dwayne Harris, first guy there, 44-yard punt. We remain scoreless in the 2nd quarter. Marshall. Christian Hackenberg is available. We don't expect to see the Penn Stater in there tonight.
That's a healthier scratch.
that would be a healthier scratch. He has seen 0 action so far in the preseason. We do expect to see him next week, though, against the Philadelphia Eagles. Hand off to Matt Forte. Forte has gotten a number of carries to get him into the mix. That's 7 carries now for 18 yards. That one covered 3 yards. Damon Harrison will get credit for the stop.
So if you want to take want to critique just for a second here the Jets offensive line, so far when in their running game, they've gained positive yardage. I think maybe 1 play at the line of scrimmage, but to be able to get in and get 1, 2, or 3 yards, that's the wear down effect that you get into the 3rd or 4th quarter.
But the yards per play right now, 2.2 for the Jets, 1.2 for the Giants. Not yards per rush, yards per play. Forte breaks 1 tackle, and then 3 Giants come over to make the play. Bromley was there, Pierre Paul was there, Collins was there. So Matt Forte making his Jets debut. What have you seen so far, Greg?
Well, what I like about it is feet. His feet are very good. He makes a move and he's sure about it. He's not in question. And so far with the moves he's made, that's been the best decision each time. He's been out of the backfield. He catches the ball, hasn't dropped anything. So you're getting a pretty good taste of what a full season would be with Matt Forte.
We asked him about Todd Bowles. He said, yeah, he's different than Mark Trestman, who we had in Chicago, different from John Fox. Maybe some more similarities to Lovie Smith. No nonsense, a motivator, treats the players like men. Bilal Powell over there, but not enough. Landon Collins wrapped him up. It's a 3.5-yard pickup, and the Jets go 3 and out.
Yeah, that's what I like. I call those setup plays. I mean, you throw the play with Bilal Powell coming underneath, and they've got a safety on him, and you take a look at it, and the next time you pump it and you make them turn up, and you may get a good play out of it.
Lachlan Edwards, rookie out of Sam Houston State, 7th-round draft pick. Came to the United States in 2013 from Hastings, Australia. Flag down. Harris, the return man, and Harris forced backwards as he tried to make a move upfield, ran into his own man, and Kellen Davis was over there on special teams. Penalty marker on the play. Penalties so far, maybe that's been the one positive. The Giants won, the Jets won. Cleve Lakeman.
Number 89 of the kicking team voluntarily went out of bounds. It's a 5-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
It's the rookie Jalen Marshall called on the penalty. We'll step aside with 10:32 remaining in this first half. Both teams pitching a shutout. Edwards' career average in college was 42.8 with a long of 70. Played for the Bearcats of Sam Houston State. First punter drafted by the Jets since 1993, Craig Hentrick, who never even played a down for the Jets. Harris tried a little spin, but it will be very good field position for the Giants out across the 40-yard line. Julian Stanford down there on special teams. So by taking that penalty, the Giants gained 11 yards compared to where they would have had the football. Eli Manning and the Giants will open up in pretty good shape when we come back. S2 is sponsored by Jeep, the most awarded lineup of SUVs ever. New York Jets football on CBS 2 is sponsored by Jeep, the most awarded lineup of SUVs ever. Dunkin' Donuts. Stop in and get a freshly brewed coffee. America runs on Dunkin'. And by Ford. The Ford Freedom Sales event is on. Enjoy great financing and low lease offers. Manning gets rid of it under a heavy rush. Caught by Will Tye. But the Jets were prepared. Muhammad Wilkerson put the heat on Manning. It's a loss of 2 on the play.
Muhammad Wilkerson is all over the field. He's making plays, and he's not doing it in a slow pace. That was beautiful timing, and David Harris on top of the play to tackle the tight end for a loss.
First team offense for the Giants have had 7 possessions in the preseason. They've gone 3 and out on 4 of them. And there's a chance it could be 5 out of 8 after no gain from Jennings. Combination of McClendon and Wilkerson. We asked Wilkerson about McClendon. Early scouting report. He said big guy, very athletic, can stop the run, but also can get to the quarterback. And nobody got to see that part of his game in Pittsburgh because that's not what they were asking him to do.
Well, so far he's doing pretty good for the Jets, and they like what they see from him, and hopefully if he stays healthy, that it's going to be better and better.
3rd and 12 now for the Giants. We approach 9 minutes to go in this second quarter. 4 receivers set. Manning on a dump ball for Jennings. Can he make a play after the catch? Little spin move, and he's brought down well short of a first down. 7-yard gain. Harris and Pryor combine on the stop. It's 4th down.
Always a pretty good play on 3rd and long in the middle of the field to throw a screen pass, mostly because most teams will not be in a man-to-man. And if you're in a zone defense, that's when the linebackers drop off, and then the screen pass reception gives the running back a chance to move in the open space. Good pursuit by the Jets defense that time.
Brad Wing punting. Jeremy Ross, the return man, at the 10-yard line for the Jets. The snapper is Tyler Ott. That ball going sideways. Ross handles it, circles back the other way, takes a chance, and it's worth it. Ross has got some blockers. Stutter step move. Ross is hit as he crossed the 35-yard line. Turned out to be a good decision by Ross. A bit risky, but he turns it into a 27-yard return. 8:08 to play. Second quarter from MetLife. How about special teams from the Jets so far?
Well, I'll tell you, the special teams have been playing very well, and I think the special teams are the difference in this 0-0 game.
So the Jets take over after the return by Ross. Dwayne Harris had a chance to bring him down early, could not, and then Ross turned it upfield. 6 combined first downs for these two teams. 7 punts. The Giants are yet to have a completion to a wide receiver. Jalen Marshall has 3 catches to lead the Jets for 30 yards. Fitzpatrick trying to get something going here with a first-team offense. Long ball. Fitzpatrick, too far. The extension by speedy Robbie Anderson, but stride for stride was fellow rookie Eli Apple.
Now Fitzpatrick knew that they were blitzing. He knew they were going to have a blitz, but Anderson just kind of like in the middle of that pattern, he just kind of like looked and slowed down just a hair of a second. That could have been the difference between a catch and the incomplete pass.
Eli Apple had the opportunity to talk with and work with Darrelle Revis last month. Both were training in Arizona, and he picked the veteran's brain. Apple has been asked about it. He said, hey, he's the best corner I've ever seen. Play fake. Fitzpatrick steps up, avoids the rush, throws downfield, and too high. He had Anderson wide open. Pressure from Vernon. Fitzpatrick got around it, but could not make the connection.
Well, you know what? He had in his face or grabbing his pass was Oliver Vernon, and you're going to see him at the top of the screen. Just takes the timing off the quarterback and then overstrides for the pass. All right, that stuff, again, you've got to clean things up like that, be a little more balanced in your feet, that's all.
3rd and 10. 7:55 remaining in this first half. Powell in the backfield. Set it up for Powell. And chopped down. Jay Bromley, the Syracuse product, gets to Powell. And it's 4th down for the Jets. So 3 and out. Once again for the Jets offense. Lachlan Edwards will punt it to Dwayne Harris. 3rd 3 and out for the Jets tonight.
That was a real good play by Bromley, because if it's not Bromley, it's nobody on that play. That would have been a game buster, and those are the plays that Bilal Powell was special in last year.
Well, during that 5-game winning streak late in the season, it was like a carbon copy, a replay week in and week out. Deep punt, returnable. Harris has got a lane. Harris has got speed, and brought down at the 35, a 28-yard return, 48-yard punt. Harris is still down. Josh Martin made the play on special teams. Did not score last week against the Buffalo Bills. They have not scored tonight against the Jets. Well, the Jets are yet to put any points on the board. First team offense struggling on both sides. Orleans Darkwa now in there for the Giants. Jarrell Adams lines up at a tight end spot. Fake the handoff, Manning downfield, intercepted. He was looking for Beckham, and it's Revis with the pick. Darrell Revis weaving through traffic and slammed down at the 30-yard line. Manning turns it over. 24-yard return for number 24.
Real good play by Darrell Revis, coming from on top of the play. As a wide receiver turns in, you're going to see inside. Odell Beckham sees Pryor, and he has short arms. Pryor made that interception for Darrell Revis. You could see Odell Beckham say, I'm getting hit, I don't want to go for the ball. Now, I don't blame him, but that's what caused the interception, and the play by Revis following the ball was tremendous also.
Revis had an interception in the end zone last week in the loss to Washington, and it sets the Jets up at the 30-yard line of the Giants with 6:52 to go in the second quarter. Forte grinding it right up the middle. 6-yard pickup, blocks from Mangold and Winters to help spring Forte.
And Forte has that little spring in his step, that little skip in the backfield where, you know, if you're a linebacker and you're sliding, you're going, is he skipping to turn or is he skipping to go forward? You just don't know. And you can see that little bit of elusiveness gives him those extra yards.
Forte was a workhorse in Chicago. A lot of mileage. 30 years old, big play threat for the Bears. 2nd and 4. Forte running inside once again. It's a 2-yard pickup. Jason Pierre-Paul in on the stop for the Giants. So not a lot of push there from the Jets offensive line for Forte. Scrimmage touches since 2008. That's first in the NFL over that time span. Scrimmage yards, first in the NFL. Scrimmage yards per game, second. And second in Bears history in rushing yards behind Sweetness Walter Payton.
Pretty neat.
3rd and 2 now. They can flex Forte. He'll go in motion, set up as a receiver. Fitzpatrick will operate out of the gun. Play clock is down to 2, down to 1. Fitzpatrick sets, fires. Touchdown! Eric Decker backpedaling into the end zone.
Nice back shoulder throw by Fitzpatrick to Decker. A play that they practiced on in the red zone area. Just real nice. Knew it was coming. And it was all set up, by the way. Matt Forte was running. It gave them a one-on-one. Beautiful play. It's pretty neat that the defensive back for the Giants, it was Janoris Jenkins, still had his arm in where Decker's hands were to block the ball, but unfortunately it didn't work that time.
It was set up by the Revis interception. Jenkins never located the ball. Folk the extra point, and a 7-0 lead for the Jets. Finally, points on the board at the 5:20 mark of the second quarter. Eric Decker with a touchdown and a well-thrown ball from Ryan Fitzpatrick.
You know, those are the type of passes that the Jet fans haven't seen in 10 years almost, where guys are covered and the quarterback still hits them in stride.
Scoring drive presented by Ford. 3 plays, 30 yards. It took 1:32. We talk about the numbers that Brandon Marshall put up last year, which were monster numbers. Best in franchise history, 109 catches, 1,502 yards. Eric Decker had 80 catches for 1,027 yards and 12 touchdowns. Very crafty. And a tremendous red zone target for the Jets.
Yes, Decker has started to surprise the fans. After his first year, he was injured most of the time, and it was Eric Decker and only Eric Decker. And now with Marshall there, he becomes an unbelievable weapon. And now with Bilal Powell and Nunwa, who knows?
Nunwa out, suffering a concussion last week on special teams against Washington. Folk with a deep kick. Harris takes the knee. Giants will have it at the 25-yard line. You'll want to join the Jets on game day to watch the stronger, faster, greener New York Jets. Season, group, and individual game tickets are available now. Call 800-469-JETS or visit jointhejets.com to get your tickets tonight. Ryan Fitzpatrick in that Week 13 overtime win against the Giants threw for 390 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brandon Marshall had 12 catches, 136 yards and a touchdown. Decker had a big touchdown. Can the Giants get anything going on offense? They have 19 yards on 17 plays. And a flag down. Play clock went down to 0. That is off a change of possession. It's not as if there was a speed up mode.
The New York Giants called their first team timeout.
But they get the
this will be a 30-second timeout.
So the timeout before the delay of game for Ben McAdoo and company. And we talked to McAdoo about the transition. First time he's been a head coach. He said the adjustment really comes in time management and the fact that you now have to be available to the whole team. You bounce around the meeting rooms, make sure you're covering it. But his natural default mode is to head over to that quarterback room and deal with the offense.
Oh, it's been like that for all those coaches that were OCs and now head coaches. Putting your arm around guys, just don't do it as much.
Line of scrimmage, the 25 after the timeout. Manning under a rush gets rid of it to Beckham. So it took until just about the 5-minute mark of the second quarter for Beckham to make his first grab. Covers 8 yards. McClendon was the one that got into the face of Eli Manning. Manning got rid of it. We hit 5 minutes to play, second quarter. Orleans Darkwa remains in there. Another Tulane product like Matt Forte. All-purpose back for the Giants. Manning tossed to the outside. Shake and bake move. Shepard does not fake out Revis.
I mean, that's all pro there, folks. When you get up there and you watch his feet, watch Revis's feet out here. He doesn't get overextended. His feet are underneath him. He's well balanced. That's the way to make a tackle. I don't care if you're a linebacker, a defensive lineman, or a defensive back. That's the way to do it.
It's 3rd and 1 for the Giants. Giants are 0-4 on third down conversions. 7-0 lead for the Jets. Movement, a little jump up front. Bobby Hart may be the
Ball
guilty
start.
party.
Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
It is Hart in his second year out of Florida State, stepping in for Justin Pugh. And that's going to cost the Giants. They were looking at A 3rd and 1. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 6. We'll hit the 4-minute mark of this second quarter. Shane Vereen checks in. Nickel package with Marcus Williams for the Jets. Operating out of the gun. Manning has the time. Manning throws. It's a dart. And it's hauled in by Adams. First down, Giants. Rookie out of South Carolina. Known more as a blocking tight end during his college days. Adams gets involved in the passing game. It's 14 yards. So a new set of downs for the Giants, moving the football now at the 43-yard line. Single setback. Vereen is buried behind the line of scrimmage. Leonard Williams and Calvin Pryor for the Jets.
I like the fact that the Giants are running a hurry-up offense. This is a great preseason move for them to practice, and also one for the Jets defense to practice against, because the whole AFC does this.
We are 15 days away from opening day for these two teams. The Jets will take on Cincinnati. The Giants will be in Dallas, and the Tony Romo news breaking that he may be out until midseason. Toss to Donnell, and nobody home. Buster screen over there sets up 3rd and long now for the Giants.
That's a pre-snap read by Eli Manning, and not everyone on the same page with it. Does that look like it was a Jets all-out blitz? He's wanted to get rid of the ball. No one's paying attention.
Third and 12, 2:47 to go, first half. Shotgun for Manning. Rush coming. Manning spins out of it. Manning looking downfield and has to toss it away on 3rd and long. Sheldon Richardson and Leonard Williams pinning their ears back.
And that really was a jailbreak. They didn't have enough of those guys on offense to block the guys on defense, and when you got to throw the ball for 12 or 13 yards, you need more than 2 or 3 seconds. So good play by Manning, getting out of there, getting out of the sack and throwing it away.
Well, if there were questions about this offensive line coming into this game, the questions will remain. Wing the punt. Marshall will let it go over his head, and well placed inside the 5. The slide downfield by Dwayne Harris. 54 yards from Wing.
Spectacular punt.
Right now, let's take a look at this player profile. It's presented by Dunkin' Donuts.
Matt Forte, hometown, Slidell, Louisiana, college, Tulane University. My favorite meal is gumbo. I'm from Louisiana, and my mom makes the best gumbo.
Well, by Joe, we gotta go be the gumbo.
I had no idea where you were going with that. Player profile presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Matt Forte on the sidelines, and we have got a new quarterback. Geno Smith is in, and look where he takes over for the Jets. Bilal Powell takes the running lane and gives the Jets a little bit of breathing room. That's a 3-yard pickup. Vernon over there making the play defensively. So Geno Smith still the number 2 QB. A lot of questions this week coming off the performance that Bryce Petty had last week against Washington. Petty was 16 of 26, 242 yards and 2 touchdowns. But it's Smith who is getting his opportunity and chance as the number 2 QB here in week 3 of the preseason. 2 minutes to go, first half. 7-0. Jets, though, deep in their own territory. And Geno Smith now leading the offense for the Jets. Bilal Powell behind him. No Brandon Marshall tonight. No Quincy Enunwa. No Kyle Williams for the Jets. Jalen Marshall in motion. Giants press the line. Give it up to Powell. Cuts it to the outside. And Powell streaking in towards the 20-yard line for the first down. A whiff by Apple. And Powell turns it into an 11-yard pickup.
Yeah, real nice cut here by Bilal Powell. Slides down, missed tackle, but hey, makes the best of it, picks the first down up. Now is where Geno Smith has to take care of the ball. On short passes, be precise, and on long passes, get rid of the ball.
First team offensive line remains in there for the Jets. Shotgun. Smith, little jump pass. He's got Powell. What a security blanket Powell has turned out to be for Fitzpatrick, Smith, whoever's in there at QB. So reliable. Keenan Robinson in on that stop along with Odighizuwa.
And you know, without Chan Gailey, I don't think this happens with Bilal Powell. I think he just gets beaten up running the ball.
2nd and 5. Smith flushed out, tosses to Jeremy Ross, and he's out of bounds. Pressure coming from Olivier Vernon. Coming up, Toyota halftime show. We'll send you back to our New York studio. The latest from CBS 2 News. Plus, we'll take a look at how the Jets and team president Neil Glatt are combating youth bullying. That's all coming up on the Toyota halftime show right here on CBS 2. 3rd and 3 now for the Jets. From the 25, we're down to 55 seconds to play, 2nd quarter. Operating out of the gun, Smith gets rid of it quickly, and the ball is dropped underneath. This has been a bit of an issue for Jalen Marshall. Not to say he would have gotten the first down anyway, but they were trying to set him up with blockers. Janoris Jenkins was over there defensively.
Yeah, he should have had the ball without a question, and he's looking where he wants to go first. But I think that the ball just had to come out a little too early because of the pressure that Geno Smith was feeling.
So 4th down, Lachlan Edwards with another punt for the Jets. Dwayne Harris with another chance for the Giants, standing at his own 25-yard line. Very little rush. Edwards backpedaling. Harris circles back the other way. Harris makes a cut upfield. Brought down as he crossed the 25-yard line. A 56-yard kick, 6-yard return, and Rontez Miles. There's number 45 again for the Jets on special teams. New this fall, 2 species must learn to coexist. It's man versus millennial. Joel McHale stars in The Great Indoors. That's Thursdays this fall on CBS 2.
2 what? 2 what?
Species?
Species, huh?
Did you hear something different?
No,
we can check the tape.
I was just wondering. Utes, I was.
Oh, 2 Utes. If it said Utes, I would have read Utes. First down for the Giants at the 25. Manning floats one upstairs. Incomplete. Odell Beckham Jr. trying to get that stride going.
Well, if you're a real football fan, you would have liked to seen Odell Beckham catch the ball, because Pryor was going to meet him when he did catch the ball, and see what happens there. That was almost a collision or a touchdown. You don't know which one it's going to be.
The Giants are yet to run a play in Jets territory. Manning is 8 of 13, 52 yards, and the interception that set up the lone score of the night. Shotgun on the delay. Vereen out of bounds. David Harris, who has been a tackling machine during his 10-year career for the Jets, makes the play.
You know, what I'm seeing out there is something that the Jets have made a big change in, and that is speed on defense. And when you take a look at it, speed sometimes is not necessarily because you're fast, but speed is sometimes because you recognize the play. David Harris recognized the play and was able to get there. If he had more speed, he might have made some bigger play than he does.
There's no doubt they are going to be faster on defense in year 2 under Todd Bowles. Addressed it in the draft. Running play again. Vereen breaks a tackle, accelerates, but not enough. Down to 15 seconds left. And a timeout called. Slow man to get up. It's Rontez Miles. Oh, excuse me, David Harris. Hunched over. He has been an Iron Man over the years for the Jets. So the first team defense remaining on the field late stages of this 2nd quarter. Julian Stanford will step in for Harris. Got his hat in there on Vereen.
You know, sometimes it's the knee to the head. It could be a shoulder because he went down on his shoulder trying to reach. So your shoulder, when you reach, your shoulder kind of like separates. It's not as compact. So you just don't know what the injury is.
Well, they're down a linebacker, Jordan Jenkins, sitting this one out with a calf injury. He suffered that injury in practice on Monday. Harris is up on his feet.
So let's see, as he reaches on, hits his elbow on the ground, that could have jammed something. So and stuff that looks so simple is it's so hard on your shoulders and your collarbones and your ribs. You just don't know.
Second round pick in 2007 for the Jets, and he has just been a thumper. Harris will head directly to the locker room. Giants bring out the punting unit, and they'll have to kick it. The timing didn't work out for the Giants. Wing upstairs. Marshall will return it. And Marshall falls forward at the 27-yard line as time runs out in this first half. The Jets with a 7-0 lead on the New York Giants in the MetLife Bowl. We'll send you to our New York studio for an update from CBS 2 News after these messages. Jets and Giants, you're watching New York Jets football on CBS 2. Here at MetLife Stadium, the Jets on top of the Giants 7-0. Ian Eagle and Greg Buttle rejoining you here in the broadcast booth. Offense coming at a premium in that first half. Very nice way to say it. Jets get the lone touchdown. Giants have nothing to show for that first half on the offensive side.
Well, you can take a look at it and say it's preseason, but there are mistakes that were made by both teams. And again, the defenses have caused some of that. A lot of the pressure by the Jets defense have caused Eli Manning to make mistakes, and also because of the defensive line of the Giants.
Your favorite part of halftime, it is the rebuttal, and it's brought to you by Ram.
I love it. The defensive line played so well in the first half. Something Jet fans haven't seen all over the place. Special teams, boy, they can cover and they can return. The negatives, let's pick a little. The blitz pickup by the Jets and the red zone decisions by the quarterback. A little tough, but right away the Jets are leading, and that's all that matters.
Muhammad Wilkerson, first action of the preseason since the broken leg in the regular season finale last year against Buffalo. What'd you see from Mo Wilkerson?
I see a guy that was so ready to go, he couldn't wait to get out on the field, and he's moving around and he's playing like he was never injured. Just a wonderful player. Wilkerson is the real deal.
So Jets have the advantage at the break. Third quarter action now at MetLife Stadium. The Giants averaged 0.4 yards per carry in that first half. And another hit on the offensive line, getting pushed back on running plays.
You know, all last year they had issues at the tackle position. You know, when you took a look at Richburg and Pugh, they were the stalwarts last year, but you know, they've had to make things different. They want to run the ball. McAdoo wants to run the ball. But in my humble opinion, that only in short yardage and in the red zone. Everywhere else, you better be able to protect your quarterback.
Nick Folk will kick it off as we get the second half started. Paul Perkins is the deep man. Perkins spun down short of the 20-yard line on special teams. Let's take a look at some first half stats presented by EMC. 46 rushing yards for the Jets, 65 through the air. Each team turned it over once. The Giants did not run a play in Jets territory in that first half.
You're not too impressive on either side of the ball, but you know, when you watch it and to break it down individually, there's some good plays being made by a lot of players out there.
It is now 9 quarters without a point for the Giants in the preseason. Starting offense remains in there for Big Blue, and it's Manning working out of the gun. Throws it, handled by Victor Cruz, and the reaction from the crowd. What a great story for Cruz to make it back to the field. Had not played in a game since October of 2014. Knee injury, calf injury, groin injury in training camp this year.
And out of the picture, you see Rontez Miles take off on the horse, gets him, makes a nice shoestring tackle. I would prefer Rontez Miles not to dive, but that was a good play by him coming up, making the play.
The Jets have sat their starting defense. So Deion Simon is in with Jarvis Jenkins. Running to the outside. Rashad Jennings. And it's short of a first down. It's a 2-yard pickup. Claude Pallone is also in there for the Jets. So Todd Bowles making the decision. He's seen enough from the starters, which means we've probably seen the last of the starters in the preseason. The MO around the league has been fourth game, backups, young guys.
You know what? It's just like a bye in the playoffs. It's you know, you need a bye. When you get a bye, you can start very strong in the playoffs. So I think it's the same thing.
Tawan Jones and Julian Stanford also in there. Long strides from Jennings, but penalty markers on the play. It is enough for a first down. Miles in on the stop. Is it coming back? Maybe the one positive you can say about the first half in terms of cleanliness was the lack of penalties, 2 of them on each side.
Illegal formation on the offense. The wideout covered the inside eligible receiver. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, third down.
And that's number 3 on the Giants. Takes away the first down. Ben McAdoo wants a number. He wants a name and number.
And you know, that's one thing about head coaches. They're not satisfied to wait and see it on film and want to know it now so they can get their aggression out.
Illegal formation, the call against the Giants. D. Milliner is in there at corner along with the rookie Justin Burris. And it's Ronald Martin and Rontez Miles at the safety spots. 3rd and 10 now for the Giants. Manning steps up, throws it underneath. Catch is made by Vereen. Tries the spin. And very close. Vereen may just have it. With Julian Stanford there defensively, they're going to give him the first down. Boy, so give that to Vereen.
You know, it's good hustle to the ball, but you can't do. You can't miss tackles. You've got to bring your feet underneath you. Keep your head up and grab claw.
And Todd Bowles is going to challenge the spot. Had a pretty good look at it along that sideline and has decided that it's worth the risk.
See here,
New York Jets are challenging the ruling on the field as to the spot where the runner was down by contact.
The knee is down with the elbow there. Extend to the body. Boy, it is close. Officials will take a look. It's first down. Todd Bowles has challenged that spot. And Clete Blakeman remains under the hood trying to determine exactly where Shane Vereen was down. Had to get to the 29-yard line. We take another look at it. Vereen, that extra effort right there. There was a little bit of a bounce for Vereen. You would assume the longer it takes, it's better for the team that challenged as they're trying to determine the spot. If it was an open and shut case, Blakeman leaves and makes the call.
When his elbow hits, the ball is behind his left hand. You can clearly see that from the end. Now, whether they're going to say that can overturn it or not, I don't know.
So first team offense remains out there for the Giants. Second team defense for the Jets. Will the Giants keep this drive going?
After reviewing the play, the runner's elbow was down. He was down by contact with the ball positioned at the 28.5-yard line. I'll place the ball and then we will remeasure to determine if it's a first down or not.
Well, it's not going to be enough.
Thank you, Mr. Acavano. I appreciate it.
So what, you're now what, 1 of 40?
No, how dare you?
I'm going over the length of time that you've done preseason games.
I've gotten at least 3 of these right, I'm telling you.
You're actually keeping score. So a half-yard short, according to the officials. They have to come out and measure it, but clearly had to get to the 29 to move the chains. The extension. Drum roll, please. Well, this is pure drama. It's short.
Only in the NFL can you make an instant replay drama. I think it's great. What a great thing they've done.
Well, what Todd Bowles did
The New York Jets won the
was
challenge
force the
and will not be
Giants' hand
charged
now,
with a
and they're not
timeout.
going to take a chance on 4th and a little less than a yard. They send Brad Wing onto the field, and Jeremy Ross is set up for the Jets at the 21-yard line. So Bowles made the right move. Probably got some assistance from upstairs, coaches that had the bird's eye view. And another punt for Wing. Booming kick. Ross backpedaling, brings it in cleanly at the 11. Takes it upfield, and a gang of Giants there. They stand him up and bring him down at the 23-yard line. 61-yard punt. The snapper, Zach Diassi, the first man down the field to make the play. Time right now for our Toyota Jets Spotlight, and it's on Breno Giacomini, who's currently on the physically unable to perform list with a lower back injury. Giacomini spoke with the press this week, and he was asked about where things stand. He said it's been a tough road back. He would say that he's at about 80%, but the indication is that he will not be ready to go, and Giacomini would then miss the first 6 games of the regular season. So Ajalana and Qualley are the candidates to start at that right tackle position. On the boot, Geno Smith elects to toss it out of bounds with Keenan Robinson shadowing. 2nd and 10.
You know what's so funny, and I've always wondered this, and I don't have the answer. I'm going to ask Chan Gailey one time. Quarterbacks are right-handed. Why do you have plays that boot them opposite their throwing arm? I just don't understand it. It's got to be an awkward position to throw the ball at the best of circumstances.
Well, they go against the grain, so maybe you're trying to catch the defense off balance.
Everybody on defense wants that to happen.
2nd and 10 now. The Giants defense still showing their starters on the field. Driving is Anton Smith, and he picks up 4 yards on the play. Kelvin Shepard in on that stop for the Giants.
Well, if you're the Giants, you want to get your money's worth because you spend a lot of money over there. And they're all new, and it's not about punishment. It's about you know, this game on defense now. It's substitution defense. It's communication, and the more you play together, the more you get what that defensive lineman is doing in front of the linebackers and what the linebackers are doing in front of the defensive backs. So you have to play.
Casillas left with a rib injury. Leon Hall left as they were checking for a concussion. Smith throws it. Handled along the sideline. It is a clean catch. Robbie Anderson, but was it a juggle? It appeared like a juggle from this angle that he didn't have it secure. Anderson, a little bit of a bobble. One official had it clean. The other official came running in and indicated juggle. And it's ruled incomplete. Would have been enough for a first down.
See if Todd Bowles is right twice.
Yeah, Bowles just tossed the red flag again.
New York Jets are challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
Well, this is good because when it comes down to it, yes, he did have the ball. It looked pretty good to me, Ian.
Another throwing motion from Bowles, back to back. Up in Fort Lauderdale. He was actually a backup cornerback at Temple in 2013. Academically ineligible in 2014, then had the big year in 2015. Now the question is whether or not that was a clean grab, as Clete Blakeman has gone underneath the hood. Again, you'd think the longer it takes, the more it benefits the team that challenged. The ruling on the field was incomplete.
He got his left foot down. It didn't appear to in fast motion, but in slow motion you could see that he did drag his left foot after he gained control of the ball. I'm going with A, it's a reception.
And the speculation now would be that they're under the hood determining where the catch was made and how much time is going to be left on the clock.
That's correct, because it could be a first down or a fourth down.
If it was clean cut, the assumption is Blakeman comes out and says the ruling on the field stands. Let's see.
After review of the play, the player gained control of the ball, got both feet down, and he was at the 33.5-yard line, which is beyond the line of game. So it will be a 1st and 10 at that spot.
And Buttle is 2 of 41.
No, that's 4.
No,
where are you going with
We have different math, apparently.
Well, it doesn't matter about me. It matters for the Jets guy in the box. It's saying challenge that play.
So Anderson gets the catch. The Jets continue this drive with a second unit offensive line. Brandon Shell, Dakota Dozier going left to right, Wesley Johnson, Craig Watts, and Ben Ajalana. Looks like it's going to be either Ajalana or Qualley to start the season at right tackle, unless there's somebody that pops up that the Jets really like on the waiver wire. Ajalana has backed up to Brickishaw Ferguson for the last few years, has never started an NFL game, neither has Qualley. Anton Smith, the veteran, gets spun down as he tried to cut it to the outside. It's Burhay with the tackle. Downstairs, Otis Livingston.
Yeah, I'm here with Sheldon Richardson. And Sheldon, this is the most extended play you guys, first stringers, have played this preseason. How did it feel out there?
I felt great. Guys were getting after it. Glad to see Mo back in full throttle, man. Leo's coming along very well. Mac holding it down too, man. So, you know, it's a lot of, I got to work a little harder for me, man, to get some money out here.
The Giant offense didn't run a play in your territory tonight. Why were you guys so successful?
Man, the relentlessness of this defensive line, this box 7, coverages was holding up. We just played collective ball today. Glad that, you know, we got off the field on 3rd downs. No stupid penalties. You know, we did what we were supposed to do.
You talked about Muhammad Wilkerson coming back from that broken leg. What kind of a lift does that give you, though? Because I know how much you love him as a brother.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man. I'm glad to see him back out here making plays, flying around, smiling. Blessed individual.
All right. All the best this season. Sheldon Richardson. Back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Otis. When we asked Sheldon Richardson about the Wilkerson contract, he said, I'm just so happy for him. It felt like I got the deal. He felt the same way about Damon Snacks Harrison getting the big money with the New York Giants, and called them both brothers. 3rd and 1. Smith could not go north-south. Instead, east-west, and Olivier Vernon combining with Janoris Jenkins, the big money free agents, to make the stop and force the Jets into a punt.
And typically that's a kind of play that your coaches are going to look at in the film, and you can't win on it unless you break a tackle on the outside and get a 1st down, because there's no running in the middle. So he does the next best thing. Let me stop, let me change my directions, go outside. You lose 3 yards.
Bobby Rainey is the return man. First time we've seen him. Former Raven, Brown, and Buccaneer. Lachlan Edwards to punt it. No rush to speak of. Edwards bounces one, takes the high bounce to Rainey. Rainey makes a move. Flag is thrown. It's brought down to the 19-yard line by Rontez Miles. Again, we say Miles' name on special teams. 42-yard punt, a 5-yard return.
May have been a little push in the back, I'm just saying.
Giants are going to make a change at quarterback. Ryan Nassib will check in.
Giants offense struggled under Nassib last time.
During the kick, illegal block in the back, return team. Penalties half the distance to the goal line from the end of the kick, 1st down.
So Nassib steps in. He has struggled in the first 2 preseason games, 9 of 27 for just 100 yards for Nassib. S2 is sponsored by Verizon. Join a better network because better matters. Pepsi, official soft drink of the New York Jets. And by EMC, leading cloud computing, big data, and trusted IT solutions. 7-0 lead for the Jets over the Giants. New quarterback is Ryan Nassib, 4th year out of Syracuse. Nassib's brother Carl, standout rookie for the Cleveland Browns on the D-line. Toss to the sideline, brought in by Jeremy Davis. 2nd year from UConn, Justin Burris makes the tackle on the outside. 8:49 and counting left in this 3rd quarter. 2nd team offensive line now for the Giants. Byron Stingley is in. Ryan Seymour, Adam Geddes, along with Brett Jones and Emmett Cleary. 2nd and 3. Nassib has the time, and he hits Darkwa in stride for a first down. Penalty marker is down on the play. Julian Stanford with the smack on Darkwa. And Shelby Harris got to the quarterback as Nassib released the football. Marker is at the 25.
Pass interference. Offense, number 45. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
And that's Will Tye. Now in his 2nd year with the New York Giants, was on the practice squad and then saw legitimate time when injuries hit. A lot of injuries for the Giants last season. You know, the continuity as well, although it has not showed in the preseason for the Giants. 13 of the 21 coaching staff members that were under Tom Coughlin remain under Ben McAdoo in the transition. Fake it. Nassib throws to Tye. No gain for Tye. Brontez Miles combining with Julian Stanford to bring him down, and it's 3rd and long.
You know, a lot of times when coaches become head coach, that happens because the guys that they may or may not want aren't available. They're under contract. So the best thing you have is the guys that are already coaching for you. You already know.
There was a shoulder injury for David Harris, and it's backups now in for the Jets. So Harris wouldn't have been in there anyway, but he's not going to be in there the rest of the way because of that shoulder. Nassib, under heavy pressure, gets rid of it, avoids the sack, but Mike Catapano nearly brought him down. And it's 4th down, and Catapano is in some pain.
Here you go, at the top of your screen. Catapano comes inside, he falls down. Maybe he hit the heel of the quarterback in his gut or something, but hard to tell. It happens so fast out there, but good play by him, good motor. He couldn't get up outside. He turned it inside, made a play.
He actually had a sack against the Giants last season in that game, but then suffered a Lisfranc injury and missed the rest of the year. Ross, the return man. He got it to the 49, and he loses a yard on the play. Cooper Taylor, first man there. Is it that man getting ready? Bryce Petty looking for his opportunity tonight. For the Jets tonight, it's Bryce Petty. And the questions will continue to pop up about that backup quarterback position. Geno Smith, 2 possessions. Anton Smith in the backfield. The Jets take over at the 48-yard line. Petty fakes the handoff. He'll throw it. Gets his man in stride. Chandler Worthy has got a first down. And a cup of coffee with the Houston Texans, brought down by Trevin Wade. That's a 12-yard pickup.
Pretty good, wide open, got the right guy, hit the right guy, had plenty of time. I mean, that to me is simple.
Well, what's been the difference from a year ago? He's not antsy in the pocket. He has clearly made strides in terms of confidence.
His offseason, that's what makes the difference. You can sit back and watch film all the time and understand what you're watching. There's a lot of times when you're rookies, you don't understand what's going on the field.
6:45 to go in the 3rd. Petty out of the gun. Little floater. Nice catch by Smith. Brought down short of the first down. Keenan Robinson with the tackle. Why have all the questions popped up? Well, Bryce Petty has played very well in the preseason. Last week against Washington. Excellent numbers. A pair of touchdowns, including a 42-yarder to Robbie Anderson.
And he's had receivers that go up and catch the ball. I think that's the biggest thing for Bryce Petty this year, is that you've got a group of receivers that can catch a football.
That play blown up behind the line of scrimmage by Kerry Wynn. Anton Smith getting reps here because of injuries at running back. Dominique Williams and Romar Morris both out. Loss of 5.
So when you're talking about it, watch this off the ball. So what he does is he goes outside, and Dakota Dozier's got a reach block. You can't block that guy. So I'm not saying it wasn't a good play. All I'm saying is that you get in a situation sometimes defensively that you have a good play call on, and they run the ball to the way that the call is on.
Jets go empty from the gun, 3rd and 7. Petty's got the time. Fires. Broken up. He was trying to hit Sharon Peak, but Michael Hunter was there. Right now the Jets are looking at a 55-yard field goal attempt, a 4th and 7, or a punt.
That pass was a little just off his back foot or front foot. It was a floater. It was a bad pass, and he waited a little long and just did not give the receiver a chance to get to the ball.
Now, how about this? They are trying it with the young kicker, Ross Martin, out of Duke. 55-yard attempt. Martin leans into it, and Martin splits the uprights from 55 yards away. Gives the Jets a 10-0 lead in the 3rd.
He said, "I ain't as scared."
Ross Martin had the jitters in the preseason opener. No butterflies here. Perfect. By Ford, 5 plays, 15 yards. It took 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Jets had excellent field position. Martin converts from 55 yards away. It's 10-0 Jets. Martin will now kick it off. Bobby Rainey is standing in the end zone for the Giants. Ross Martin's career long at Duke was 53 yards away. He topped that here in the NFL preseason. Rainey kneels down. Giants will have it at the 25-yard line. Let's take a look at some Jets fans' Instagram posts from tonight's game. Salvatore D'Agostino, family selfie at the game tonight for the D'Agostinos. Diane Plester, J-E-T-S. The dog seems really into it.
Shave.
Rachel Bernard DeMott. You get a baby in there when mom lets you stay up late to watch the Jets game with your friends. Yeah, they're Snoopy. You know, it was National Dog Day yesterday, so we're celebrating 1 day late. 10-0 Jets. Apparently it's National Baby Day tonight. Downfield, Tavares King, sliding attempt. Nassib took a shot on release.
Now, it's very funny because, you know, Justin Burris, he's been covering, and now he got beat twice last game. But I thought he had him covered there. I don't know what he was thinking, whether he had help deep or not, but he certainly slowed down on that play.
2nd and 10 for the Giants. Tie with the shift. Still have 5:10 remaining in the 3rd. The New York Giants have 68 total yards. On a give, Darkwa spun down. Darkwa could not get around Lorenzo Malden. So Malden is playing with the 2nd unit. They want Malden to get more reps and become more of an all-around linebacker, not just a designated pass rusher.
And that's what they do. They do need that because, first of all, Malden's got some speed. So he is fast. You can use him in a lot of different ways, but he's got to show that he's developed better balance and understanding what's happening around him.
It's now 3rd and 13. When your offensive line struggles the way it has in the preseason, it's tough to evaluate receivers and running backs. The timing is so off. Pass gets broken up. Trying to push it in there to Jeremy Davis. D. Milliner was there. Milliner's in a battle to make this team, although he's got guaranteed money coming his way, so that could play a role as well. 4th down for the Giants. Brad Wing to punt it. Jeremy Ross settles in at the 25-yard line for the Jets. 8th punt of the night for Wing, an average just under 51 yards per kick. Wobbler. And Ross brought down as he crossed the 30-yard line. 53-yard punt, 8-yard return. Tuesdays this fall, NCIS's Michael Weatherly returns to CBS in the new legal drama, Bull. It premieres Tuesday, September 20th on CBS 2. So more snaps for Bryce Petty. Two tight ends in this formation, Zach Sudfeld and Brandon Bostic. Anton Smith remains the running back. Yards per play, the Jets 3.3, and that's better than their opponent. Smith trying to rumble inside. They'll mark him down at the 36-yard line. Shepard and Herzlich there defensively for the Giants.
You know, a lot of fans always, fans are funny because, they complain, and I don't think Geno Smith is as bad as everyone makes him out to be, and I don't think Bryce Petty was, and no one plays as well as you think he does. But look at the Dallas Cowboys. What happened to the Cowboys? They're going to need a quarterback.
Well, do you think there's a legitimate controversy for the number 2 spot?
You know what? It's hard to say because there's never been any mention of it at all. Well, from the coaches.
No mention publicly, but why would you show your hand in that situation? If you've got 4 of them and you've got teams that might be interested down the road, you're not going to publicly state this is exactly how it's going to be. When Todd Bowles was asked the question directly this week, he said Geno's number 2. And when he was asked again, he said Geno's number 2.
Right.
So that's been the answer on the record.
Well, I think that Mike Maccagnan has shown his hand. He's got 4 quarterbacks. And you know what? He's mentioned he's going to keep them. So you never know what's going to happen. But certainly the Jets would be in a catbird seat as long as they stay healthy.
Ajalana just walked off for the Jets. Qualley is back in there. 3rd and 7 now for the Jets. 3:33 to go in the 3rd. Shotgun. Petty. Put down. Petty was trying to fight through it. And Romeo Okwara was in the right place.
Romeo.
So Giants hold the Jets. 4th down with 3:10 and counting left in this 3rd quarter. Jets have a 10-0 lead on the Giants. '48th consecutive preseason that these two teams have met. I could take you back to 1976, Greg. You remember your rookie year?
I do remember.
Where was that game?
Giant Stadium.
No.
No, it wasn't. It was in Yankee Stadium.
Yes.
No, I can't.
That's in the Bronx. So you're familiar, right?
In the Bronx, I can tell you that I broke my hand in that game.
Bobby Rainey dragged down, and flags fly. Brandon Bostic. It was illegal. I don't know if he got the face mask, horse collar. It's going to work against the Jets.
Sticky fingers.
I didn't realize you broke your hand in that game, Greg. I didn't mean to bring it up.
Well, personal foul, grabbing the face mask on the kicking team. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down.
So now the Giants, because of that penalty, will be in Jets territory for the first time tonight.
I just don't see why it's a 15-yarder. He grabbed him with his little finger and let go. That's what I'm saying is sometimes they're all 15-yarders, but
no, they're all 15-yarders.
Oh, they're not sometimes 15-yarders. They shouldn't be.
You just don't like the rule.
Don't like the rule.
I got that sense. Andre Williams is in for the first time. Williams 4th-round pick in 2014. Some trickery. Tavares King hit hard as he crossed the 30-yard line by Ronald Martin. Finally something for Giants fans to cheer about.
Real nice play on a reverse, and you're going to watch on this side. The linebacker just can't get off. Malden can't get off a tight end that's holding them inside.
It was Will Tye with the block to help spring King. Line of scrimmage is now the 27. Nassib, clean pocket. Nassib throws. Touchdown! Tavares King. Giants are on the board, and the drought is over.
Miller gets beat on that play, and it's almost like he got turned around. We'll certainly take a look at the top of the screen. Oh, he did. He got turned around. He went for the corner fake. I guess you can only go for the corner fake when there's help inside. If you're on an island, boy, that's tough to do.
First points for the Giants in their last 10 quarters of preseason action. .149 to go in the third. Brown tacks on the extra point, and it's 10-7 Jets. Tavares King, drafted in the 5th round by Denver back in 2013. Never made the Broncos squad. Played with Carolina, Jacksonville, and Tampa Bay. Was on the practice squad for the Giants. And King with a highlight for Big Blue. 10-7 Jets.
So special teams sets it up with a penalty, a 15-yard penalty. On a reverse around, you've got a semi-hold on the linebacker, breaks the run of 3 for 20-some yards, and then you have a broken down play in the end zone for a simple touchdown.
Injured Giant is fullback Nikita Whitlock in his 2nd season from Wake Forest. Carted off. 1:49 to play here in the 3rd. Jeremy Ross, the return man for the Jets. He's deep. And Ryan Nassib needed that in a big way. A jolt for Nassib on a strong throw. Ross fields it. It's coming out to the 25-yard line. Let's go to the sidelines. Otis Livingston.
All right, Victor Cruz, can I be the first to say welcome back to the NFL? Your first action in almost 2 years. How'd it feel out there?
It felt great. I mean, being out there with my teammates, putting his 80 jersey back on and getting out here on this field, it was a great feeling.
Mentally, how tough was this with all the ups and downs that you went through?
It was actually, it was a relief, to go to 2 years and then come back and have a good week of practice this week, really get over some humps individually, and then to be ready to go for this game and go out here and play and be in a position to make some plays. I'm happy with the outcome.
And we're certainly going to be all positive right here. Insert yourself into this offense with Shepard, Odell Beckham, and Eli, of course, running the show. How potent can this offense be?
Extremely. Obviously, we got to do some things, as you saw today, to get on the same page, to make sure we're doing things the right way, giving Eli enough time back there to be able to make those decisions and get us the football. But I think we have all the makings of being a dynamic offense.
Can this team be a playoff team, given everything that you guys have right now?
I believe so. I mean, that's what you play the game for. You go out here and put this, you put your team together to be able to go to the playoffs and make that run at the Super Bowl. I think we have all the tools. It's just a matter of cultivating it and getting ready for the long haul in the regular season.
Can we see that Victor Cruz smile right now? He's back. Congratulations. All the best this season. Ian, back to you.
All right, Otis, thanks so much. And who could forget 6 years ago in this game, the exhibition that Victor Cruz put on. Pass intended for Jeremy Ross. Cruz, 6 catches, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns against the Jets. Rex Ryan was looking around like, who is this guy?
That was the game that sunk the Jets for the playoffs that time.
No, that's preseason. That was a preseason game where Cruz made a name for himself. Nobody really knew who he was. Undrafted free agent.
That's right.
Jarvis Harrison is in at right tackle. So we've seen Ajalana, we've seen Qualley. And now it's Harrison getting an opportunity. High snap. Petty out of the pocket, throwing on the move. That hits his man downfield. It is big Zach Sudfeld. And it is enough for a Jets first down.
That's good play by Petty. Stepping up, moving out of the pocket, and feeling the defender behind him as you will watch, the defender on the outside is going to come around and he's going to run. He's going to feel him. He's going to feel him, throw the ball. Good play to throw it back inside. Those plays sometimes get tipped and get intercepted, but that was a good play.
So new set of downs. Ball spotted at the 37. Now under a minute to go in the third. Jets leading by 3. Deep drop. Petty lines it up and finds his man right in the middle of the field. It's Jeremy Ross. Nice throw by Bryce Petty, 18 yards. JT Thomas with the hit.
Hi, my name's JT. Bang.
Thomas just got off the physically unable to perform list with a hamstring injury. Ross heads to the sideline. 20 seconds to go in the third. On the fake, the Giants misread it. Anton Smith veering to the outside, and another first down for the Jets. 11-yard pickup. That will do it for the third. We go to the fourth, the MetLife Bowl. The Jets 10, the Giants 7. Fourth quarter action coming up. Preseason game number 3 on CBS 2. Gets kicked off with the Jets at Buffalo. You'll have it right here on CBS. Houston at New England also on the schedule. Thursday Night Football on CBS and the NFL Network.
One of the greatest inventions of all time.
I believe you said it was one of the 3 best inventions. We don't need to recreate that conversation.
No, but I love it.
Anton Smith hit by Kerry Wynn on the play, and we're underway in this fourth quarter. Jets 10, Giants 7. Ian Eagle, Greg Buttle, Otis Livingston, and the rest of our CBS 2 crew. Todd Bowles stuck with his first team for the most part. Just in the first half, Geno Smith did check in for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Second half, it's been all backups.
Right, I'll tell you one thing he was happy to see, and that was both of those football sides of the ball playing hard and tough and smart.
Roll and throw to Brandon Bostic as Petty makes the connection for a first down that covers 9 yards. Look at the stats after the third quarter. It's presented by SAP. And finally, some numbers for the Giants. They have cracked 100 total yards. Jets have a 10-7 lead.
Yeah, nothing that really is outstanding other than they only have 23 rush yards. But like I said, the Giants won a Super Bowl being ranked number 32 in the league in rushing. So how important does that running game become?
Anton Smith, former Falcon, former Bear, now in his 7th year in the league, met by Jermel Cudjoe of the Giants. 2nd and 9 for the Jets. Rosters will be trimmed down to 75 on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Then a week from today, Saturday, have to get down to 53.
Yeah, the 3rd, and then on the 4th they go to their 10-man practice squad.
And then it's a free-for-all because you have quality players that are cut by other teams that you may have on your board in your pro player personnel department that could be better than the guy that you kept as your number 50, 51, 52, or 53. Anton Smith gets the call and brought down by Odigizua.
The hard thing is it the last week of preseason. If you need and you're looking for a guy that's going to be a starter, that's tough. That's tough. You know, it's going to be like 1 or 2 or 3 weeks before you can really find out is that the quality guy we're llooking for.
Well, it's based on injury. It's based on also your team makeup. You have a bunch of young guys and you just didn't see enough in the preseason. Ball was tipped and picked off by Kerry Wynn. Wynn hurdles. Now it's a foot race. Kerry Wynn down the sideline all the way for the touchdown.
What a play.
All 265 pounds of him. Rumbling 74 yards.
That was no rumble. That was a sprint. real nice play. It's a screen pass that the Jets are setting up. He's almost right there. Petty didn't see him. He was behind Bohannon. Then he makes, look at that cut, a little fancy feet down the sideline. Bohannon gets pushed out of bounds. Real good play. Now that's some friendly defensive fire you got around you. Nice play, Win.
So Bohannon cut inside. Petty was looking outside. And off the deflection, Kerry Wynn officially goes down as 73 yards on the return. Randy Bullock, the former Jet, with the extra point. And the Giants take the lead. Petty victimized on a fantastic play. Win is the question right now. 14-10, the Giants in front of the Jets. Fantastic play by Kerry Wynn, taking it 73 yards on the interception return. Randy Bullock will kick it off. Chandler Worthy is the deep man, and now Bryce Petty's got the baseball cap on, which means one thing, Greg. It's Hackenberg time.
Every fan here is going to be waiting for that.
Deep kick through the back of the end zone. Jets will have it at the 25-yard line. The rookie out of Penn State, Christian Hackenberg, making his NFL debut. Second-round pick. 6'4", 228 pounds. He's the prototype. The questions with Hackenberg have been accuracy-based.
Well, you know what? After his freshman year, it became accuracy-based, and now it sticks with you. But you know, he was in a different system, and that system was more than just a pro passing system. So I think that the look on Hackenberg is, can he revert back to understanding that system again and toss some good balls?
Shotgun. Hackenberg's first throw as a pro. And he hits Chandler Worthy. No, it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Jets.
And it certainly will be interesting because listen, you can send him out there and hand the ball off, but what is that going to do for you?
Well, they want to see him throw the football.
I know, but I'm saying don't let him let him throw the ball every time. That's my point.
Didn't play in either of the first 2 preseason games. And Todd Bowles was dealing with questions about that. When will Hackenberg get his opportunity? Fitzpatrick certainly a great guy to learn from. How to play the position, how to study the game. Hackenberg had a little too much zip on it. It's incomplete. It was offline to Anton Smith, and J.T. Thomas III was over there for the Giants. It's 3rd and 10.
Now, when you take a look at it, it wasn't a bad pass. It's just that the timing. He's got no timing. He's trying to figure it out on the fly. He doesn't practice.
But he's got no reps in practice. He's the 4th quarterback.
You have any rep?
No reps.
Oh, you got him.
He did work with Jordan Palmer in preparing for the draft. Jordan, the younger brother of Carson Palmer, who's worked with a number of quarterbacks. Play clock went down to 0-0.
See, you forget those things when you're a young quarterback.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
I forgot there's a time limit on that.
So now it's a 3rd and 15. He played at a high level under Bill O'Brien.
I believe that was his freshman year. That school in Pennsylvania somewhere.
Penn State, Happy Valley. James Franklin took over, and the numbers took a hit. And the consistency from Hackenberg. Sliding attempt. Zach Sudfeld, and it is enough for a 1st down. Hackenberg zips it in there for 16 yards.
No, and he zips it in there in a place that you can't intercept it. That's number 1. And number 2, in a place that the receiver can make a catch. Good. That's a very nice pass. It's like you've done that before. A little easier when it's straight down the middle, and you got number 91 on the tight end, but that's beside the point. It was a good play.
So a tight spiral there from Hackenberg. Motion man is Pete. Fake the running play. Hackenberg. Downfield, Hackenberg. Hooks up with Peak, rookie to rookie.
That ball got there in a very quick manner that time.
Arm strength is not going to be an issue.
It was pretty good. A little wobbly, but it was in the right place. And that, what else can you ask of him?
Trevin Wade in coverage for the Giants. Peak goes to the Jets sideline. Jets trail 14-10. They've run 4 plays. All of them have been passes until this running play to Smith. Smith bangs into a Giants defender, J.T. Thomas, and some pushing and shoving after the play. Montori Hughes in the mix.
All of the offensive linemen, they get mad at those fat defensive guys because
what was that?
Those not slim defensive guys. They get mad at them because they're on the ground, they're lying on the running back. They don't let the running back up, and so the offensive linemen take offense to that.
Maybe you want to use the term corpulent, clean it up a little bit. 2nd and 9. Shotgun for Hackenberg. Stands tall in the pocket, fires it down. First down, Robbie Anderson. Jets move the chains.
So far, not bad for a guy that hasn't practiced, but you know, good protection. He watches it the whole way. He sees the single cover guy. That's what Chan Gailey's looking at. Is he picking the right guy and throwing it to the place that only his guy can catch it?
1st and goal for the Jets at the 10.
Red zone's a little different issue because you need a little touch if you're going to throw the out, and you need to zip it in there against a 11-man defense that's packed in there in 10 yards.
Shotgun, Hackenberg, timing out, end zone, rainbow feed to Anderson. Touchdown Jets. Hackenberg moves the Jets downfield and puts them back in front.
Dare I say, a star is born? Come on. I mean, that looked like it was just simplicity at best. Real simple. Anderson just makes a move. Safety doesn't have any chance on that play. You got to be able to have better feet than that. But still, you know, when the wide receiver can go either way, it's tough for safety.
4 out of 6 for Hackenberg, 79 yards, and the touchdown to Anderson. Anderson was matched up with a safety. Hackenberg took advantage. Perfectly thrown ball by Hackenberg. Ross Martin tacks on the extra point. Hackenberg getting congratulations on the Jets sideline. Not a bad way to start things off for Christian Hackenberg. Weeks that rookie Robbie Anderson has found the end zone. 10-yard touchdown reception from Christian Hackenberg. Jets fans wanted to see this kid in the first 2 weeks. Finally got his chance in preseason game number 3. Makes the most of it. Now Ross Martin kicks it off with the Jets back in front. 17-14. Returnable for Rainey. Stop and go as he's brought down to the 24-yard line. Doug Middleton the play on special teams. Todd Bowles. He was a rookie once. Nice moment. Ball on CBS 2 is sponsored by Pepsi, official soft drink of the New York Jets. SAP helps the world's best companies rise above complexity. Run SAP, run simple. And by Toyota. The annual clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. MetLife Stadium for the Jets and the Giants. 8:58 to play in the 4th quarter. Preseason game number 3. Paul Perkins now in the backfield for the Giants, who trail by 3. Perkins gets the carry. Cannot get to the outside. Swarming. Rookie out of UCLA, 5th-round draft pick. Hit by Josh Martin on the play. Join the New York Jets on October 9th for the green and white Jets 5K at the Atlantic Jets Health Training Center. If you're running to win, running to beat a personal record, or just for fun because you bleed green, register now at nycruns.com/Jets. Ryan Nassib now operating out of the gun. And tosses it over the head of Perkins. He was looking to swing it out there, but Tawan Jones put the heat on Nassib. Brings up 3rd and long.
Good play. You know, as you watch the guys that are playing now, which are the guys are really trying to make the team. There's some guys out there that are on a bubble. Some guys aren't even going to be here next week. You can tell the difference in the way that they tackle and they run, and it's their balance. They just have balance issues all over the field.
Shift from Perkins now sets up off the side of Nassib. Low snap. Nassib handles it, steps up, fires it, incomplete. He was looking for Darius Powell. Incomplete. 4th and 11.
Nassib certainly has a gun for an arm. He can rifle it in there, and sometimes, you know, that's not what it's about. It's about giving it a little masse in there so that you can give the receiver just a little chance to get underneath it.
Punt from Brad Wing. Chandler Worthy moves forward, end over end. Worthy from the 35. Juke move to the outside. Worthy taking the side. Worthy, beautiful move, and brought down from behind. Terrell Adams just saved the touchdown.
Excellent move by Worthy. Just after he catches the ball, he steps up and then gives somebody a little move. Boom, out to the corner. Real nice play. Jet special teams got blocking down the field. Beats the kicker. You got to beat the kicker. Real nice play by Worthy. Making that Jet special team more special tonight.
Worthy walked the tightrope, and now the challenge flag is on the field from Ben McAdoo. Unless the Giants saw something upstairs that Worthy stepped out earlier. They placed the football at the 14-yard line.
The New York Giants are challenging the ruling on the field that the runner did not step out of bounds prior to the end of the run.
So we'll take another look with Worthy working that sideline. In very close, but in. Did he touch White? Question as to whether or not Chandler Worthy stepped out of bounds during that run back. This is
In.
the difference of 20+ yards on the spot.
Don't know.
I don't know if there's enough evidence.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's first down, New York. Jets. The Giants will be charged with their first team timeout.
So it goes as a 50-yard return for Chandler Worthy in his first year from Troy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that the Jets have done in preseason. They have changed their special teams around. In every single game, the Jets special teams have played well and have made big plays. And if this is what you're going to see on the Jets special teams this year, I'd say keep an eye out for these guys.
And it's been a variety of guys. We've seen Jeremy Ross. We've seen Jalen Marshall. Chandler Worthy on the return. Hackenberg, play action. Incomplete. Tried to get it to Anderson on the rifle. Leon McFadden back there defensively, a former Jet.
And that's just a good play by the strong safety, getting the hand up in there. They're playing zone back there, and he just gets in the way. Good
Andrew
play.
Adams, the left hand rookie from UConn. 2nd and 10. Smith in the backfield. Hackenberg from the gun. Trying to add to the Jets lead. Hand it off. Smith, the cut inside and rolls towards the 10-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 11. Adams sliding down low to make the play. 3-yard pickup. So sets up 3rd and 7 now for the Jets. We're down to 7:35 and counting left in the 4th.
Now, this is neat for Hackenberg. First of all, he goes 4 of 6, throws a touchdown pass, and now he gets a red zone opportunity. I don't know if he's ever thrown a red zone play in practice.
Third and 7 for the Jets. Bohannon and Hauser, 2 fullbacks in the backfield. Handed off to Bohannon. And he's driven backwards. He nearly lost the football. Jets go conservative there and set themselves up for a field goal opportunity. Lewis Nix the third, nicks that play. It'll be Ross Martin, who made a 55-yarder earlier. And even if he's not going to win this Jets job, the 55-yarder gets around the NFL. That's on tape in a game. 29 yards away from Martin. Angles it in there.
It was an angler.
It was an angler. And it gives the Jets a 20-14 lead with 6:26 left.
Nice job. I mean, there are plenty of kickers in this league that have left one team and become very good.
All right, Greg. Some more Jets fans Instagram posts from tonight.
I can't wait.
Hector Serrano. I believe that's a cat.
Really?
I don't know if the cat wants to be in that helmet.
Really?
Bonnie Meehan. It's game time. Chubby cheeks. And Jennifer Kubik. When you live in Cali.
Jersey's backwards.
But hashtag Jets is life. It could have been maybe reversed mirror.
Maybe she's selfieing it in the mirror.
That's great speculation from you.
Just
you got right to the bottom of it.
Clouseau, they call me.
Yeah, that was a fantastic series of movies.
Do you Minky have a songs?
I did not predict you doing Peter Sellers impressions at all on this broadcast.
It was funny. It was funny.
6:26 left. Jets 20, Giants 14. Martin kicking it off to Bobby Rainey. He'll take it out 2 yards deep in the end zone. Rainey barrels into his own man as he crossed the 25-yard line. Trevor Riley will get credit for it on special teams. This quarterback comparison is presented by Chrysler. Eli Manning, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Manning 15 pass attempts, 10 of them complete, 65 yards and a pick. Fitzpatrick goes 9 of 16 with a touchdown. Definitely missed a couple of throws that normally Ryan Fitzpatrick would convert on.
And it was only because it was a little rushed. His feet weren't set. You know, it's those things that you can't practice in practice because it's really not live.
Just over 6 minutes to work with. Jets have a 6-point lead on the Giants. Underneath to Bobby Rainey. On the catch to the 30-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup. Julian Stanford with the tackle for the Jets.
It's always neat. I've always said it's always great to watch hurry up against guys that having a hard time remembering what plays are called because they haven't been in camp long enough.
They're going faster pace here with Nassib. He knows this offense, though. Nassib throwing, almost picked off. Milliner off his hands, incomplete.
Well, it was either a back shoulder throw or a lousy back shoulder throw. I don't know which one it was.
Powell, the intended receiver, rookie out of Cal.
No, you just don't know whether he was supposed to stop or keep going. But when you're on top of the defender, you're supposed to keep going.
Now it's 3rd and 6. Shotgun for Nassib. Nassib loses the football. He tried to throw it, and flags are down. Freddie Bishop in the middle of it with the pocket collapsing on Nassib.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 60. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Well, this drive was over, but Terrell Barney keeps it alive for the Giants. Where?
He had his hand up to block a pass.
Yep.
And it just accidentally gets run into. I think that's a real good 15 yards.
Tough break for Barney, who was trying to make a play. It just happened to be illegal. The line of scrimmage is now the 45 with 5.5 to play. Moving pocket. Nassib throwing the deep ball. Nassib airing it out. Too far for Roger Lewis. In a matchup with Justin Burris.
Justin Burris got a lot of work over these last 2 weeks. And Nassib here, he's got a pretty good pocket here. It moves it a little, so it keeps it, so he stops. But one guy just overthrows him.
2nd and 10, 5:24 to go. Remember, the Giants traded up to get Ryan Nassib back in the 2013 draft in the 4th round. Nassib too hot to handle for Powell. And it's 3rd and 10.
You know, it's hard to see, quarterbacks, what they're looking at. And there's sometimes they just wait a little too long to get rid of the ball, because that's the way it works in practice. But the game is a little faster, and you've got to lead him the right way, throw it to the spot, not to the receiver.
3rd and long for the Giants. A jump. Now the play whistle dead. Nassib pointing over on the Jet side. The officials huddle up.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 60. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And it's Barney again.
I just have such a hard time with that penalty, because the offense could try to draw you off sides, but the defense, the minute they move, they call that encroachment.
Third and 5 at midfield for the Giants. Jets holding on to a 6-point lead. Long count for Nassib. Throws it under pressure, underthrown, and incomplete. Flag is down. Tavares King with Jets defenders surrounding him. Tawan Jones was back there. Todd Bowles with a quizzical look.
Pass interference. Defense, number 26. The ball he plays in the spot of foul. 1st down, Giants.
And that's Darryl Morris. Morris on the turn. It's a 30-yard penalty. 1st down at the 20 of New York. Giants throwing. Flag down. Well, timing was off. These are a lot of backups.
False start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Adam Geddes, former Washington Redskin. Jake Rogers is now in at left tackle for the Giants. We've seen Flowers, we've seen Stingley. 1st and 15, just over 5 minutes to play. Nassib floats it upstairs, caught but out of bounds. Darius Powell against Kevin Short.
Nice. I mean, you got pretty good coverage here towards the back of the end zone. You know, I don't know if he could have thrown a better pass than that in that point, but
Ryan Nassib is now 4 of 13, 38 yards and a touchdown. 2nd and 15. Nassib fires it. Spinning defenders. Roger Lewis Jr. out of bounds. Giants on the move. They are at the 5-yard line of the Jets. That's a 20-yard pass play.
And Justin Burris is going to sit here, but he plays it a little too aggressive. You've got to go out there. You've got to be under control no matter what. Now, again, I keep telling you, it's about balance, folks. You get unbalanced, plays like that happen against you.
Chased down by Stanford. 1st and goal for the Giants. 4:40 and counting left in this 4th quarter. Nassib. Incomplete. Ryan Malik out of Point Pleasant, New Jersey, the intended receiver in a matchup with Stanford. So 2nd and goal for the Giants. 7 plays on this drive, 7 passes for Big Blue. They go empty again. Now Paul Perkins will shift to the backfield. 2nd and goal. Giants looking for the lead. And movement. It was on the right side of the Giants line.
Ball start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Yeah, I'll take your pick.
Well, in this area, the red zone here, it's tough to play defense when you have 5 yards to go. Now it's a little better, a little easier to play. The goal line's a little down below, and you can get to the quarterback a little.
2nd and goal. Nassib pump. Nassib on the move. Nassib comes up short. Trying to run it in there. Nassib sets up a 3rd and goal for the Giants. Claude Pallone with the pressure.
Well, now you get into sellout time by the defense, because it doesn't matter. You're going to man up, and you're going to play hard on that man, and you're going to attack the line of scrimmage.
You're looking at 4-down territory. The question is whether they'll need the 4th down. 3rd and goal. Play clock down to 2. Nassib takes the snap. Nassib fires. End zone. Incomplete. And it's 4th down. Roger Lewis Jr., the intended target. Burris shaking his head.
Well, I thought that was a pretty good pass. Roger Lewis just sitting there. He's got the ball. It goes in his hands and through his hands. I don't think you can throw a better pass than that. Burris, again, is when you're playing defense and you're further in the end zone than that wide receiver, that's a tough play to defend.
4th and goal with the Giants down by 6. Nassib throws it, knocked away. Terrell Adams, the intended receiver. And the Jets defense holds. Julian Stanford makes the play for the Jets.
Stanford makes a play. He's standing right next to the receiver. You're going to see him right here, standing right next to the receiver. Receiver turns. This receiver's got to start sliding. Once the defender is on one side of you, you've got to slide away from him and give the quarterback a better chance to hit it.
So the Jets take over. The Giants have 2 timeouts remaining. We have 3:33 left in the clock. Change on the offensive line. Jesse Davis is in at left guard. Hackenberg on a give. Play was whistled dead. The ball came out, but the play was already over. On the running play to Terry Williams. Williams is a rookie from Kutztown. The center is now Kyle Friend.
Down here, if you have any type of play action against these young guys, they're going to jump in, and you can hit the receiver, the tight end behind them.
The right guard is Mike Leakey. Handed off. On the zigzag, Williams. A little bit of breathing room for the Jets. And a timeout taken with 2:43 remaining in the fourth. Look at tonight's Jeep ground attack. Matt Forte, the best sign of all is that Forte was in the game, was a participant this week after suiting up last week, but not playing against Washington. Smith getting a bunch of carries and Bilal Powell limited action.
Yeah, I mean, what you're seeing is just a taste of what the Jets are able to do, and with Matt Forte, that tastes pretty good because he can make it happen and get yardage when you think he's trapped in the backfield. He's just got that nice stutter step, and it's very deceiving to the defenders when they're trying to tackle him.
So now it's 3rd and 7. Shotgun for Hackenberg. In the end zone, throws. It's intercepted. Off the deflection, Andrew Adams. Davon Coleman got a piece of it. Hackenberg turns it over. And with 2:34 left, the Giants will get another crack at it.
He looks everybody off, and he doesn't see the defensive lineman drop back. Bang, he taps it up in the air. And that's why a lot of times you have the defensive lineman just come off the line of scrimmage to blitz the linebacker instead, and you can't account for him.
A chance for Nassib and the Giants to get out of here with a win. Nassib lofts it. Nobody close. That ball was headed towards the stands. Roger Lewis, he may have zigged when Nassib was zagging on the pass.
Yeah, hard to figure unless he's, he's thinking he's going to get sacked, throw the ball away. It's the only thing I can think.
2nd and 10. 2:31 to play. Nassib lets it fly underneath. Catch and run for the touchdown. Tavares King. The Giants an extra point away from taking the lead.
You're going to see Daryl Morris come over here and kind of like stop. He doesn't know, what am I going to do? Then he's in space. And once you get into space, the first thing that goes through your mind is, uh-oh, what am I going to do?
King for a day, 2 touchdowns. Tavares King. Extra point from Brown. Is good. 21-20. Giants. .225 to play.
Good protection. Hits the right guy. And, he splits 2 defenders. And you all know once somebody makes a move and does a stop, you've got to get into that zone. You just cannot hope somebody else is going to do it for you on the defensive side.
So the turnover by the Jets. Giants take advantage. Hackenberg the pick. Davon Coleman drop back in coverage, knocked the ball up in the air, and the INT for Andrew Adams. Jets offense will get an opportunity here with 2:25 to play, and the Giants leading at 21-20. Kickoff from Brown. Chandler Worthy is the deep man. Worthy had the 50-yard punt return. Not going to get an opportunity here. Jets will have it at the 25-yard line. Well, don't forget the next preseason game for the Jets, the final one on CBS 2 when they meet the Philadelphia Eagles. You can catch all the action on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on CBS 2.
Well, and you get to see a response by Hackenberg. What's he going to do? How's he going to respond to what that was? It was a dumb pass, and it was tipped up in the air. So let's see what you're going to do now, and go back and fight and throw the ball down the field again. Why not?
From the 25, Jets have just over 2 minutes to work with. Incomplete. Hooking a pass for Bobby Anderson. It's broken up by Hunter. 2nd and 10. The Jets have drafted 9 quarterbacks in the last 11 years, including Christian Hackenberg. Geno Smith is on that list. Bryce Petty is on that list. Smith in 2013. Petty in 2015. And Hackenberg, the 2nd-round pick this year, made by GM Mike McCagney. 2nd and 10. Hackenberg throws it up the ground. Okwara with the pressure. And it's 3rd and 10 now for the Jets. The names: Bollinger, Clemens, Ainge, Mark Sanchez, McElroy. There's Smith, Taj Boyd from Clemson, Petty and Hackenberg, all since 2003. They've been searching.
Yeah, and in reality, until Fitzpatrick, the Jets have had a hard time getting the quarterback. That there's going to be a long-term quarterback here. And Fitzpatrick may not even be the long-term just because of his age.
Hackenberg downfield. Robbie Anderson, first down across the 45.
See, when you're a rookie, whether it's a quarterback or anybody else, if you're making plays, that's where you do it, and then you make everyone take a look at you.
We hit the 2-minute warning. Jets just trying to get into field goal range here. They trail by 1. That's together with the Institute of Culinary Education in Chase. Join them for a series of themed cooking classes. For this season's lineup, visit ice.edu/Jets. So 2 minutes to play. Giants 21, Jets 20. The Jets' 4th quarterback, Christian Hackenberg, is trying to rally the team to a victory here in the MetLife Bowl. Hackenberg under pressure, dumps it off. It's a drop by Anton Smith. Again, Okwara putting the heat on the QB.
You know, just for lack of concentration here, that was as good a play as you could start. Of course, the Giants had one guy out in the flat looking at it. But you've got to catch the ball. It's just the name of the game. Catch the ball.
So an undrafted free agent continues to show up here for the Giants. Had 8 sacks last year for Notre Dame. 2nd and 10. It's a running play. Not much of a hole for Anton Smith. And again, some extracurricular as Friend was in there.
Well, that little play gives Hackenberg 2 downs to go 6 yards, so the pressure's not on him to make the play on this play.
Clock is rolling. 3rd and 6. Hackenberg, dump off. Smith with the cut, the lean, short of the first down by a yard and change. Michael Hunter there defensively.
See, now that's trying to make a big play when all you need is a first down, and if he would have driven forward, he would have gotten the first down.
So it's 4th and 1. Jets use a timeout. They have 2 remaining. Ross Martin had a 55-yarder earlier tonight. Jets trying to get into range here. They are just short of the 45. Right now, you'd be looking at a 63-yarder. But it's 4th and 1, and the Jets offense remains on the field. Hackenberg gets his instructions, passing it along in the huddle with 1:20 to play. Jets need a yard to keep this drive going. Hackenberg, shotgun, gets rid of it, incomplete. Trying to hit Sudfeld. Justin Curry there defensively. And the drive ends with 1:17 to play.
Good pressure by the Giants on the play. Changes it from the backside, front side. Almost a good play. But Giants defense made that happen.
The duo of Okwara and Herzlich putting the pressure on Hackenberg. Jets have 2 timeouts remaining. Perkins in the backfield from the 45. Giants trying to put this game on ice. Perkins steamrolls just short of midfield. DeJuan Jones in on the stop. Jets use a timeout. They stop the clock with 1:13 to play. If they stop the Giants, the Jets would get the ball back with about 20 seconds left.
And about 90 yards to go.
Well, not quite for the field goal, but they could be very deep in their own territory, yes. 2nd and 6 for the Giants. A first down, and it's over. Malik sets up in front of Perkins. Perkins, nice spin move. Perkins driving across midfield. That could have been a loss on the play. Instead, he turns it into a gain of 3. Deion Barnes missed him initially. And the Jets have used their final timeout with 1:05 on the clock.
Oh, just again, when you talk about it, it's all about balance. Everyone gets unbalanced and they lose, bang, and they fall down. Tackling is a real good talent. You can practice it all you want, but if you don't stay balanced, you're going to have a hard time making plays.
Could be the last gasp here for the Jets. Giants trying to end it if they get 3 yards. Nassib on a give. Perkins pushing towards the marker. He doesn't get there. He's a yard shy. Trevor Riley amongst those there defensively for the Jets. So it's 4th and 1. But time is trickling away down to 45 seconds left. The Jets cannot stop the clock. 20-second differential between the game clock and the play clock. And the Giants have the 1 timeout. They'll milk it as long as they can. And they use the timeout or the delay, either way. They'll just take the delay.
Delay a game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
No harm there. In fact, it helps. Brad Wing maybe gives him a little extra room to work the corners.
You know, I think that just kick it in the end zone. Yeah, if you, I mean, it's about what, a 50-yard punt from there, 52. He's been kicking like that all day.
20 seconds left. Chandler Worthy is standing at his own 10-yard line. Not sure he's going to get a chance to return it. Wing will either look to place it or knock it to the end zone. Trying to place it towards the sideline, bounces up in the air, and it's touched there. So the Jets will have it at the 16 with 12 seconds left.
Odds are very difficult to, in 2 plays, get any type of yardage unless there's a pass interference or defensive holding, but still the clock runs down, so it's in the defensive secondary's advantage.
Unless the band is coming onto the field. This one's probably over. Shotgun for Christian Hackenberg. Yeah, that ball is short. Again, it's Okwara getting into the quarterback's face. The pass in the vicinity of Zach Sudfeld.
Brandon Shell, just his feet, he gets beat to the outside by a quick move by the defensive end. As an offensive tackle, you've got to set and keep sliding it back balanced.
Down to 8 seconds left on the clock. Hackenberg steps up. Ball is stripped. Scoops it back up. Hackenberg throwing on the move. And that'll do it. The Giants win it over the Jets, 21-20. 2016 MetLife Bowl belongs to Big Blue. Both teams now 1-2 in the preseason. We'll come back and wrap things up from East Rutherford after this.